explains your love of charts. I always wanted to be sibling supreme one day. You and I should rush this castle and decide who deserves the crown once and for all. Who's there? Yes, so. Watch the school?
So far, we got a good start here. Basically, it's a nice little. It lets us kind of have a history of what's going on with the characters, and why why the situation with the Twilight and why this thing with Twilight and Shining is so important. They've been doing it since they were kids. Basically, it's something that we as kids, um, we as kids always used to. It's something that we as kids always used to do sometimes in families. We used to kind of be competitive, but it was basically on the lines: if we did something, we get a reward, like an allowance, like an increase in allowance or something like that. Here, it was more along the lines of with Twilight and Shining. It's more along the lines of whoever showed the more, um, I guess you could say, sharing more. You basically showed to be the better sibling for at least a week. They became, or for I think a week or something like that, they became the sibling. They became the king, sibling supreme, or something like that. So yeah, it's kind of reminiscent of how we used to do things as kids. Something cool about that. uh, we're gonna go into the castle now and meet up with Shiny.
Look, I know you always held a grudge because I left home with this.
Grudge? What grudge? Just because you had it for way longer than you should have, and I never got a chance to win it back.
With the return of Sombra, Princess Leon and I felt it was time to reinforce the castle's defenses.
I said we could do it ourselves, but some ponies are a bit stubborn.
So I asked our old captain of the guard to handle the job.
I've taken the security here to a whole new level. The only thing I need now is some pony to test it.
You want me to break into Celestia's castle?
If you can get past my defenses, steal the crown, and get out, you'll be sibling supreme forever.
Lauren.
But if you fail, I keep the crown.
Deal.
Yeah.
Wait, are you sure this counts? Mom and Dad aren't giving us any stars.
I will represent their authority. And thank you, Twilight. Your help will reveal if there are any holes in our security.
We're not.
Multi-tiered
I like Luna's reactions, like, hey, we're powerful enough, we can handle ourselves.
castle surrounded by shards of Christmas throne. Thanks to Star Scroll, its anti-magic powers are now tuned to stop any creature from using a spell to get inside. You can't fly in either. Giant fans keep any creature from flying too close to
Oh,
the
he
castle.
was all out here.
Plus, the entrances to the tunnels below the castle have been sealed, so there's no underground access. And even if you could get in, which you can't, I've doubled the ranks of security. Police protect every hallway and door. Which can only be army. The throne room is the safest spot in Equestria. I rigged a floor trap to activate at the slightest touch. But say you avoid the floor, still no luck, because I've employed nature's alarm system. You can hear their honks all the way in Ponyville. Plus they bite.
Right.
So that's what we're up against.
That's a barrel and a half of obstacles.
Oh, here.
Plus a bushel and a peck of impenetrability.
And all of this is to win some pretty good competition with your brother? It's more than that. Okay, it's exactly that. And to protect the illustrious castle. You can use that much to Twilight. We're team. Come on, who doesn't like it? Of course we'll help. But how?
Surely whoever may have come up with some great security, but it'll never guess Twilight's plan.
We play to our strengths and defeat all of the security measures. That way, if one of us fails, the others will still have a shot at getting the crown. Pinky, you'll distract the guards of the surprise party. Yes, sir! Twilight, sir! Applejack, you'll buck your way into the sealed tunnels. Rainbow Dash, if any pony can outfly those wind turbines, it's you. Rarity, you'll sew us guard costumes so we can sneak past security. Then Fluttershy will disable the throne room alarm by charging the geese.
It's from Shining Armor. Dear Twilight, hope your idea isn't just
Oh, here we go.
It's your whole plan. What? Tea party rarity costume? Time the future sibling supreme? Oh, come on!
my darling. Your pony knows you better than your own brother.
So you're saying I should give up? I'm saying
Your brother will win. No matter how brilliant your plan is, no matter how many variations you try, it will be something your brother expects, and you'll always win.
unless
Ooh, I like.
When the chance comes along, you do something he can't expect.
then you'll win.
You've been practicing that speech, haven't you?
Just a bit. It's not like I rush. Did I rush it?
Absolutely not.
Oh, we, if nothing else is what Shining Armor expects. Therefore, I cannot mastermind the plan. But I can.
That's definitely unexpected.
We'll be right back. With discovery
Pretty cool so far.
you'll live in a tiny home.
Rarity. I like what. Excuse me.
Big stores, big shower, big bathroom.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing, Andrea.
I switched to Liberty Mutual because they let me customize my insurance. And as a fitness junkie, I customize everything.
But I like the fact here that you have Rarity being like.
Customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you
I like this. You know, despite how you feel about Spike Rarity, they've been around each other enough that obviously there is something there that Spike knows Rarity very well. Like, you've been practicing what you just said, didn't you? You know, the whole like speech there, and she's like, yeah.
Huggies Little Movers, our best fitting diaper that fits like a hug. Hug on. With every meal, there's a dish. But what happens to all that grease? It's
Excuse me.
Add finished dishwasher cleaner with your detergent to help
Excuse me,
dissolve this grease. So you're ready for your next meal. Finished dishwasher cleaner. Clean dishwasher, clean dishes.
What does my family love about Wellington? The brand.
The savings.
Everything for the home.
The savings.
The toys.
The savings.
I love the selection.
I love the savings.
I love that I can do so much for my family.
Ready to
So basically, they got to come up with some ideas that they wouldn't expect. And that's what Rarity's thing is. Rarity, I'll give her this. She's like, if she comes up with a plan that I think she's going to come up with, if we've seen sneak previews of, it's going to be worth it in the end because she's basically like, look, your brother's going to expect you to do that, obviously, because I like almost how almost immediately after after Twilight explained the plan of how they were going to do try to get by the security, what happens? Shining sends a letter saying, "Yeah, you may not want to do that because I'm expecting it."
Go to Breeze.com and enter the code SNAP80 for a free box. Breeze.com.
So it'll be really interesting to see what we get here.
Lottery changed my life. Tomorrow, starting at 7 p.m. on Discovery Family. The final showdown may be near. But the fun is far from over. My Little Pony, all new, Saturday at 11:30 a.m. only on Discovery Family. We're back with Discovery Family. How are you thinking of breaking plan the opposite of Twilight doing it? Come, my plan. Each of us to devise our own unexpected part of it. Allow me to demonstrate.
Oh, she's going into oh she's going into she's going into Shadow Spade territory. I love it. She's going into Shadow Spade territory. Good job, Rarity.
There's no secret
Oh, they're doing the space thing. All right.
How about something a little more down to earth? Like, I distract the guardians with a farewell performance by my alter ego, famous country western superstar, Apple Cole.
I didn't know you had an alter ego. And why would she be giving a farewell performance?
Well, it's a long story. Back on the farm, playing music was about making her family smile.
Apple corn. Gee, I wonder who that represents.
Word of her talent spread, and soon Apple Corn was playing real shows.
These obviously are some of their ideas.
The more she played, the bigger those shows got.
There was that one girl that my mom liked.
But she missed playing for her family. So one day, she gave it all up.
What was that Roy Rogers' wife name again? I'm gonna look that up.
Seeing her family smile was all she ever wanted from her music. Of course, Apple Corn could come out of retirement for a farewell concert this one time.
Wait, did you just make all that up? Or did that actually happen? Doesn't matter. It's perfect. Sunshine, Spike. Well, I guess the opposite of what I'm good at is being small spaces.
I always wanted to be a super spy. Isn't that the opposite of anything? Special Agent Fluttershy.
Oh, there we go. Oh, these girls, you could tell Ashley and all of them had some fun here. You could tell that. Oh, they're using Mission Impossible music. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Come on.
I guess I'm the only one left that still needs the plan. That is the plan. You, Johnny Rabbit.
Shining Rumor definitely won't expect that.
I love that. You do nothing. Oh, here we go.
Applejack? What are you doing?
Applejack? Who's that? My name's Apple Corn, and I've got a couple of songs to play for you. Clap your hooves if you
Well,
and a one and a two and a I love like a barrel. Barrel full of hay.
Oh, she.
You're up to something, Twiley.
Nope, just looking at the flowers.
Right.
Maybe Rary's plan will work. I know that was a crap favorite. Let's see if we play it one more time. And a one, and a two, and a...
Distraction. Oh, she got a nice little dingy thing there. Pretty cool.
Did they make it into the
Yeah.
Rarity and Rainbow Dash had better luck. What's this?
Dale Evans, that's who it is.
Close around this time.
And how? We meant to shake down and make you better find something that
What sort of information do you need?
the location to a secret entrance to the passages under Candlelight Castle.
You mean that one?
Yes, thank you. That's what is nice. Never freeze. That couldn't be more perfect. How is this perfect? Because I'm way pointing at Equestria, and he's totally upset with me, and we have to come up with a way to distract him. No way.
Yep. Yep.
What? Rainbow! I knew you'd come running when you heard I got this job. The man love a pony in uniform. Am I right?
Not really.
Do it. Do it, girl. Do it, Rainbow.
Totally. Why don't you step into the light so I can see how handsome you look in it?
Poor Rainbow.
I told the son that those kind of classes with my aura, but apparently they are big on info. Still, I
Poor
told
Rainbow.
you to rock them up. Don't you think?
You're real darn material.
I'm part of the castle team now, so I'm basically. Whoa! We got a spooner! It's good you find to be honest with your feelings for your rainbows.
Yeah.
The truth is such a gift. Like, I had to follow my way.
Poor Rainbow Dash.
Like, look at me go. I go walk over here, and I go, ooh, over there. And I go, yeah. And I just stand like
Take
this,
off, girl.
and then go down the hallway and go, ow.
Cool. We'll have to glide to the throne. No flapping.
No flapping.
Yes, sir. Another false alarm from Shining Armor's guard. We should have heard by now. Something must have gone wrong. Probably several something. No lookout, no distraction, and no word from the police inside. I'm starting to think this whole operation might be a giant flop. We'll be right back.
That's who Applecorn is supposed to represent. That's who the Applecorn alter ego of Apples is. Dale Evans is their answer to Dale Evans. That's who it is.
50% off your entire purchase, with dresses from $12 for women and $10 for girls. Only at Old Navy.
Sorry, girl. This is going to be a while. Welcome to Paris.
This is Paris, Texas. Now it's mixed up.
Jeez.
You can make your own mixed up run with restaurants with 100% juice.
Oh, I think I hear what you're saying, voice. Like, how did Zephyr get a job as an auto guard? Well, if you can fly, you can be a guard. Yeah, Andrea, you definitely delivered that line. Cancel out. We have a problem, which is a paraphrase of Houston. We have a problem. But I got a kick out of Rainbow. I like how Rainbow's like, well, how are we supposed to get past him? It's like, how are we getting distracted? I mean, basically, she should have not. Here's the thing: Rainbow Dash should have not opened her mouth because when she said she's obsessed with me, when she says she's obsessed with me, it's like how passive. I love rarity. She's like kind of things like that. And Rainbow's like, no, hold up, no, can't do. Bam, Rainbow for the first time. We know she wears earrings and all that at times when she's dressed up. First time though she's ever wear mascara. So that's new. I like the element of a sort of a double O chipmunk kind of deal. You're taking a character out of their element and saying, "Hey, we're gonna put you in this element." So far, it's good. I like the little callbacks. Like if you don't know who Apple Corn is, but the dress may look familiar to, let's say, your family, look up Dale Evans and you'll see exactly who I'm talking about. But or look up Roy Rogers, look up the information on Wikipedia, and then you'll see Dale Evans, and then there's your answer. Dale freaking Evans got represented in this episode. And I like how she had that little like, oh, distraction.
I know what that's like.
What do you mean?
I was always excited to be a part of Twilight's and Shining Armor's rivalry, like I was their little brother. But they never really thought of me that way.
I know they both have a special place in their heart for you. But sibling dynamics are hard, trust me.
Right, except for Breeze.
Honestly, he can learn a lot from you, being a little brother. I am sick of being lost to be slimy corner too. But you shouldn't pull every lever you come across. Half of them are traps, and the other half might open a secret passage to the castle. It's not worth the risk. Even if you do
I was like, 3, 2. Oh, it goes right to her. So
Kind of felt before.
see, parody moment.
Dead ends. Perhaps we should return to the outside and reevaluate.
Oh, try to go into Twilight mode.
What are you all doing out here?
Retrospect, that might have been too unexpected.
Every part of it failed?
Oh no, I'll never get the crown.
Maybe we should go back to doing things the Twilight way.
You mean the totally expected way?
It may not be a surprise, but you have a pretty good record for planning things.
That's true.
Then I guess it's worth a try. Thanks, Spike.
What are little brothers for?
Okay, you all know what to do.
Little brothers are like that. Pinky has a penny. Ooh, nice dress, Rude.
To be fair, it was never made specifically clear to me what guarding actually means. So this is on you.
You got your wish. Voice of reason. Maud! You brought Maud! got it. Nice imitation, Rares.
You want to get inside?
Not the cell we got lost in here. Never to the secret hallway entrance. Should be here.
Can't believe this worked.
I guess sometimes the best plan is the one you expect.
All I have to do now is fly over and take the crown, and I'll be siblings to reign forever.
Not exactly.
Oh, come on!
Gotta admit, it was unexpected for you to do everything exactly how I thought you would. But you should know by now, there's no way to beat the true sibling supreme.
I am sorry, Twilight, but it looks as though shining armor has truly won the crown. That's the thing about looks. They can be deceiving.
Mike? How equestrian did you do it?
Come on, you two don't think you have the only sibling rivalry. I had an inside ponytail. It wasn't hard to miss disagreement on the whole security.
Yeah.
And we could do it ourselves, but ponies are a bit more stubborn. So, while shining armor went on and on about all his improved security measures, Luna and I struck a deal. She was never in charge of the castle and helped keep Celestia out of the castle hallways.
Oh, I love it. Luna, that's my girl.
Surely such a Twilight's plan, so we'd all get to the throne room at the same time. I knew shining armor would let it play out until the last possible second. Then, while everyone was distracted by its gloating, all Luna had to do was float the crown over to me.
I apologize for not listening to your concerns, sister. It seems we need to make adjustments to account for threats inside the castle as well as out. If you agree,
If you think it's worth discussing.
If Twilight and Shining Armor fail, who gets the crown?
The true sibling supreme.
I love it.
The little brother we've always
It's pretty good. I like it. I love. It wasn't as kooky as 100, but it did its job, and that's what it needed to do. And I'm going to record this on the DVD later. I know some people might be a little bit like, well, it should have been more. I think it did. Hold on. I will say I think it did its job. I think it did all right. I mean, yeah, it wasn't as kooky, like I said, as 100, but this was to celebrate the the voice actresses, and they came up with some pretty good ideas. And I like the fact that what it was in the end, and I love the fact that it was Spike and Luna of all characters that threw him off. That really threw him off. It's like they didn't. No, no voice of reason. I don't think Luna's evil. It's just more along the line. She wanted to prove a point that just because you know you could have something so good or look so good in the end that it's not totally good. And I think that's what Luna was trying to point out to her sister that look, this looks like a great thing, but who's to say it can't be? Basically, what she was trying to prove was look, Shining Armor's idea is great, but who's to say it still won't backfire? And guess what? It did. And I like the fact that they did a dynamic with Luna and Spike. And I like the Spike that Spike didn't say anything. I like that. So overall, I liked the episode. I really did. So overall, was it as good as 100? Debatable, but I thought it was good. I like the idea. I like the callback. I like Applejack's little alter ego thing of Applecorn, which was obviously a homage to Dale Evans. I like the fact that Rarity stepped up to the plate and said, "Look, your brother wouldn't expect me or any of us to come up with the plan individually." I liked all these little ideas, and yes, they were kind of and thrown in sort of at the beginning, but it was good overall. It was a decent. To me, it was. I'll put it this way: 200. It's rewatchable. I'll put it that way. It is something you can go back and enjoy and get a kick out of. I mean, to me, one of my favorite parts is Rainbow Dash and Rarity. No doubt, they work terrific together, and fact, I love the fact that Rainbow. I love the fact. Oh man, this is so cool. I love the fact that Rainbow, when she, to me, if I'm Rainbow Dash, I would have kept my mouth shut. But I like the fact that when she mentions Zephyr Breeze and how are we supposed to get by him, Rarity's reaction is like, she knows what to do, and Rainbow's like, no, no way, not happening, and exact opposite. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love that idea. I really loved it. I love the fact that they brought Maud in just for a cameo because, and Applejack says, this is rock that maybe I can't even, this is a pinnable truck that I can't even kick. And Twilight saying, "Oh, don't worry, I got somebody here to help us." And in comes Maud. So we had an appearance by Zephyr Breeze and Maud, and I like that because it's all about sibling rivalry, about siblingness. So you want to add some siblings in there. Zephyr Breeze, we saw him. Maud Pie, Pinky. So overall, I thought it was good. I thought episode 200 was good, and it's worth going back and watching again. It really is. So really, that's all I can say on it, guys. I'll probably be back later, hopefully, um, to do a review. And I'm sure some people will probably be like, "Yeah, it was good, but could have been better," kind of deal. I thought it was all right. Honestly, I really do. I really thought it was all right, and it is rewatchable. It is something you can go back and rewatch. Was it as crazy and kooky as 100? No, because you got to look at the fact that you have three different writers, or several different people behind the scenes. You had M.A. Larson doing 100, and here you had Josh Haber and Nicole Dubuque taking the ideas of the ladies and saying, "You know what? Give us your ideas, and we're going to apply them to the story, and we're going to give you a written by credit." And that's what you saw at the beginning. When you saw written by Ashley Ball, Adrienne Lindgren, Tara Strong, Cassie Wislick, Tabitha St. Germain. So it was cool. And again, it's all about sibling rivalry. And I love the fact that, I'll be honest, I didn't even see it coming because I bought into it that Spike came up with the idea behind the scenes with Luna because he noticed how Luna was like, look, we could do better. We're powerful enough, we could do better. So, so I love that idea that you had Luna and Spike work together. The fact that you had Luna doing like a Godfather like thing when Spike revealed, "Oh, I had a little help." And Luna's just patting the key. Oh, so good, guys, so good. But yeah, like I said, it's passable. It's rewatchable. I think the more you go and rewatch it, the more you kind of notice maybe some other things you haven't seen. And yeah, it was a twist, Andrea. I do agree with that. So again, really, really decent, really decent, if not good episode. Like I said, probably not on par with with 100, but still good enough to where you can go rewatch it and probably discover things you haven't seen before. Again, I love the callbacks to and the homages to like Dale Evans with Applecorn, the whole Mission Impossible sequence Spike came up with him and Fluttershy in that little fantasy. Nice callback to Shadow Spade, and kind of like Shadow Spade, kind of almost like a Watson kind of deal, and you have Rainbow Dash saying, "So spill the LJ." It's like, I love that, and I love the fact that you had Twilight basically being like, "Look, not Twilight, but well, I like the fact that when Twilight originally came up with the plan that they did eventually go with, you had Shining Armor almost immediately send a letter via Spike and say, "Yeah, I know what you're planning. You might want to come up with something else." But that's why I like where Spike's dynamic came in. He's been around this whole time. He's grown up with them this whole time. That I love the fact that he knew that they knew each other very well enough that one was going to expect what the other was going to do, especially Shining expecting what Twilight was going to do. But he realized, well, they're always going to expect what each other are going to do, but they'd never expect me doing what I'm going to do. So I love that. I love that they added that little twist in there, as Andrea puts it here 6 minutes ago on Twitter. But overall, just a great episode. All credit to the voice actresses coming up with some great ideas. And I'll be back later to talk about it. But let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you all for watching this live stream and live reaction. And I'll talk to you all later.